Plumbob. It's very early in the morning for me. My hair is wet. We're talking news. My name's Caitlin.
I've been up since 4:30 this morning, and then I worked at the bakery for the first part of the day. My name is Ava. I'm also very tired.
This is we're gonna be kind of weird today, I think,
Very, very, very loopy, for sure.
because this
Very
cup
punch drunk.
is my first caffeine, and you can see the liquid in it. So
I had 3 cups of coffee while I was at my parents' for lunch, and so I switched to tea. Because I have to be at the neurologist's office at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so maybe caffeine after 3 p.m. No, not a good idea.
I like that mug.
It's cute, right? I got it in so there's this zoo.
Listeners, it's a white mug with a black cat stretching on it.
There's also a cat sitting on it, and there you can see. Look, his tail is part of the handle. I
Cute.
know. I got it in our. It's kind of like a zoo, but it's actually an animal park. It's called Paradisa. It's one of like the biggest zoos slash animal conservation parks. And it's here in Belgium, and they have an Asian section, and they have a tea palace, like a Chinese tea palace. And you can go and taste all the teas, and they have all these cute mugs, and it comes with a little tea strainer in it, so you can also make your loose leaf tea, and it has a lid.
Anywho, we're here to talk about Sims news, not talk about tea chat, but
Well, maybe.
Jess was on Stassi J's podcast on September 14th. There was a roundtable where where a whole bunch of people talked about the summit. Jess was a guest, as was our friend Ricky Teak. So if you want to go check that out, we highly recommend it. I specifically didn't listen to it, so my opinions would stay pure.
I have done the same.
But I can listen to it after this, and I'm excited. It's actually queued up. So,
Awesome. So there was a thing, but before we get to the thing, like the meat and potatoes of the episode, the one that everybody's so excited about, maybe we do a little quick patch roundup, because we've been gone for a little while, and shit got fixed. Not anything that I wanted to see fixed, never the thing that I most want to see fixed, but some shit got fixed.
Ava, what did you want to see fixed?
I want him to fix the damn wedding cakes!
I've just ignored the wedding cake's existence because they don't work. That's how I deal with stuff. It's broken, don't use it.
All I want to do is like make a little Hallmark movie episode where she's a wedding cake baker, but she's never been able to bake her own cake because she's never found love. And then she moves to this beautiful Italian seaside town, and she meets a really nice guy, and this could be the thing, but maybe she has to then take time away from her cake baking business. So is she going to choose love, or is she going to choose cakes? That's all I want. And EA-Maxis won't give it to me.
Well, I know what they will give you. You can put stuff on ceilings now. You can paint your ceilings.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can put patterns and colors on the ceilings. We have been released from the white ceilings curse. While in build mode, what was once floor patterns is now floor and ceiling patterns, and a number of wall, floor, and door patterns have been updated with additional color. So that's exciting.
Do you want to know how many times I've looked at the ceiling in this game? Once, when the new ceiling patterns came out, just to go, oh yeah, and that was it.
A lot of build. Well, also you can now enter free camera in build mode, so you can look.
Yeah, great. We can stare at ceilings, but we still can't sell wedding cakes.
But I do know a lot of builders were asking for that, because I know it was a big irritation.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that in Sims 3, I think. So, meh. I am very happy that they fixed stretching infants, though, because that was fucking nightmare fuel.
Everything made those toddlers stretch. Everything made those infants stretch.
I think we mentioned it during our review as well, that was like, they're fine as long as they don't go all noodly.
Yeah. It's like, absolutely. I was reading like all the different, like, we fixed this that made them, we fixed this that made them stretch, and we fixed this that made them stretch, and we fixed this that made them stretch.
A lot of things made them stretch.
And EA had the gallery down for several days for maintenance, and it was the purpose of having the gallery to have more updates in the future.
Like updates, like how updates? What are they going to update?
They explained it in this patch 150, that was released on September 5th.
when you said 150 patches, I heard 150 packs, and like it didn't even phase me because I was like, yeah, sounds about right.
We're working on getting to that number.
Oh my god.
This patch, to put a date on when this was recorded, this recorded on September 17th. This patch was released on September 5th. There's filters in build mode in Create a Sim, so now you can like select individual kits.
I'm so fucking happy about that. I was so annoyed of always having to like, I need this specific clutter item from this specific pack, but I have to go through all the kits, and then I don't know if it's like, then I have to look at the little logo, and then I have to see if the little logo corresponds with the kit, and like, what was it about again?
The kits are, as much hate them, love them, they're wildly different from each other. So you're just like, I don't need this Mardi Gras stuff. I need this other. I need like for the clothes. If you're like the shirt and you're like, I didn't want the party like outfits. I wanted one of the fashion. It's a whole thing. But yeah, this good job. This should have happened when there were 3 out, but whatever.
I almost only exclusively use the clutter from the Plumbella kit. So now I can just put my filter on that. I was like, yeah, I got everything I need. This is great.
I mean, it's so cute. They are starting to release gallery features and fixes more frequently without a game update. So this is part of the plan with why it was down for maintenance. So they won't have to wait for a patch to fix stuff on the gallery. They will be able to just do it in the background. So what they did for maintenance for several days was having stuff that they could do stuff in the background to the gallery instead of having to do it with the patch, which I think is good, especially since you need to be online for the gallery to work. So why can't you fix the gallery if I'm not on it? Reporting a comment on the gallery would no longer hide the entire upload from your view. Now it just hides the comment. What a wild thing this is.
Just progress, am I right?
I read that and I was like, why did it block the entire thing? Like, shut the whole building down. Yep. Someone was rude.
Someone was rude. Oh god. Apparently favoriting was also fixed.
Was broken. Okay, so when I need to get back to doing our gallery streams. We used to do it every month, and then my life got weird, and then I forgot to go back to it, but we're going to probably reinstate it. Gallery, like people you tagged us on the gallery, I would go through it, and I would favorite them as I went along, so I remembered where I was by the time I went back in a month. And every time I went in, it wouldn't be right. I'd be like, I know I did these. And then it's about 15 minutes of me during the stream being like,
yeah, that's no good.
We looked at this one. We did look at this one. So this one, for sure, was happy to see this. Trending hashtags have returned.
I get yay.
I get this way you can actually like see what's going on.
Maybe we'll get to trend one day. UTPB hashtag trending. Do it, guys. Get us there.
See, we made it weird by having Plumbob be 2 of the initials, but also 4 looks better than the 3.
That's correct.
UTPB. It's another word. I don't think it's just even UTP. I look at all of them. Whatever. Fine. Whatever. Anyway, Morgan Ember will use preferred they, them pronouns in new saves.
We stand a progressive monarch.
I'm surprised they didn't do that when they first launched that.
They didn't have the pronouns feature yet.
No, but when they first launched the pronouns thing, like they could have really used them as the forefront.
Oops. I guess.
Cross pack stuff? No.
I told you they're not fixing the important parts, like the pronouns, the wedding cakes, like all that shit gets left behind. But hey, look, you can paint your ceiling a different color.
And your babies don't stretch anymore. They only grow.
I am happy about that one.
They're not demon children anymore unless you make them that way.
Thank God. We're going mountain climbing!
Why is that, Ava?
Because there was a Sim Summit!
Woo!
Stuff packs are back. I didn't even know they were gone.
You didn't notice?
I did not notice.
We haven't had a stuff pack since Paranormal.
I know, but it just didn't occur to me. Like, they were just releasing all these kits and stuff, and never at any point did I stop to think, like, you know what I miss? Stuff packs.
A lot of people did, because the last few stuff packs did start out as the kits of The Sims, because I think the first one had like 12, like it had not a lot of items. It had 24 items. It was something real dumb for paying $10 for it. But the last 2 or 3 that came out because that's Nifty Knitting and Paranormal were stuff packs, and those were really full. Those were full of stuff, full of like, because the initial idea for stuff packs was like, we're gonna have this one feature and then other things around that feature. So like the cupcake maker, the popcorn, the movie thing, which really the popcorn thing was their feature. And the features were mediocre at best. And then some of this, like, I had them all because I'm a completionist and I like having cast options.
Okay, but game packs.
But it's less than a game pack.
See, that's what bothers me, because they were like, oh yeah, stuff packs are the kits, right? But they also have a feature. But then there's the game packs that also come with a feature and with stuff. So it's like, we've split up the stuff pack to make the kits. And then we have, like, you have the stuff aspect in the kits, and then the gameplay aspect is now in the stuff pack, also with the kits. But then you also have a new gameplay thing in the game pack, which also comes with stuff. And it's like,
well, I will say I'm not going to complain about stuff packs because they are $10. So if they're equal to
I do
game
find those
packs,
preferable.
which is why a lot of people wondered if they, because the stuff packs started getting so stuffed up, that they started to not differentiate from game packs. Like there was a brief moment in Sims 4 history where stuff packs were more excitable than game packs, because I think it was around the time of like lackluster game packs, because Realm of Magic times of like, this wasn't great, and then Nifty Knitting would come out and like, this is much better. So people were buying the stuff packs and not the game packs. So people thought they smushed the stuff packs to oblivion because they were doing too well. The work per what they were selling them for wasn't equaling out on their side. Also the pandemic, but I don't know how much that had to do with it now. But they're back.
I think like a big part of it is also the like, people are a lot more likely to spend like $5 on $10 than they are to spend $20 or like $40. So
And unfortunately it took them several years to make the stuff pack better. Hold on, let me look up all the stuff packs.
So many. We don't have time, Caitlin. We don't have time.
There was a very clear distinction of when stuff packs, like, oh yeah, because like Paranormal, Nifty Knitting, Tiny Living, those were the last 3.
Yeah.
100 Day was really good. But then you also have the Machino pack. Glamour.
The what?
The mosquito pack.
Oh! Yeah, I'm so fucking used to calling it the mosquito pack. I was like, the Machino? What?
What's that?
What's a Machino?
But there's a new stuff pack coming out, and it's going to be a Home Chef Hustle pack. We'll talk about that after we sum up what happened at the Sim Summit.
Also, I do believe that when we were like looking at future episodes, one of the things that I insisted we do was another cooking episode, because we've had 2 already and I haven't been able to participate with any of them. So it's like, we're going to do a 3rd one and I'm going to be in it, and now we can make waffles.
Everybody can make heart-shaped waffles.
And this is honestly, who better to make fucking waffles than a Belgian?
You're like, we have a national pride.
Fight me, Nordics.
Also, the Twitch chat was very excited to see the stuff packs back. The last 2, yeah. So
That's fine.
It was fun to see like chat excited about something, because the Twitch chat is angry most of the time. So
when I popped into the Twitch chat, I was like, I don't know, because I was listening to it before I was reading the chat. And I was like, oh, people will be excited about this. And the first thing I saw was like somebody commenting, nobody asked for this. It's like, okay. Okay, never mind.
Mostly chat was excited, and we take the majority rule when it comes to Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Because it's angry in there. Filters for recipes are coming to base game.
Which is handy, because I accidentally rolled one with lactose intolerance once, and I was like, is there milk in this? Is this gonna make my sim sad?
You know what? Maybe they want to eat it.
Maybe it's worth it.
As a lactose intolerant person who made a smoothie with ice cream yesterday, which is really a milkshake, but I had frozen strawberries I had to use.
It's a smoothie. It's fine.
I just hate yogurt, man. I tried the yogurt and almond milk route, and I was like, I hate this.
Too healthy.
I can taste the yogurt, and I still don't like it.
Get a nice Greek yogurt. Those are the best.
It was a Greek yogurt. Someone told me to get a vanilla Greek yogurt because I followed the recipe and it said to get normal yogurt, whatever.
No, but like a like a good Greek yogurt, one that's like mostly solid. Like if you stick your spoon in it, it'll stay upright. Those are so
Ugh.
good.
It's disgusting. It started with it's gross to me in general, but like as a small child, my older sister told me there was bacteria in it. And like I
Yep.
know now it's good bacteria.
Yep.
But as like a 5-year-old, you just picture like worms in it, and now that's all I think about when I look at it. So I just don't like it.
Oh no.
I do wish they'd bring filters to like our Sims inventory.
Oh, don't even get me started about that.
It's hard to find shit in there, or like the
give
fridge.
Me categories or something to make that shit more organized, because it's giving me anxiety, because you pick up so much stuff as a sim.
Make it so I can grow the inventory and it's not just all like in this little box, that I can make it stretch out.
You can do that.
For that. You can?
Yeah.
I can make it bigger?
Yeah.
How?
There's a little thing at the top that you can click and drag up. But I am excited about the filters.
Some of the filters included our vegetarian or the no lactose filter, so you can like.
Hooray! This is something that I'm very excited about.
You can recreate your Hallmark movie with the cupcakes. Free cupcakes.
Yeah, maybe. It's just, I love making the cupcakes, but it was so annoying to have to like place that cupcake maker down anywhere, like where you like find room for the cupcake maker, and now you can make in the oven, and I'm so happy. It's not sellable wedding cakes yet, but
you can make them in any oven. I don't think we said it. You can make them in any oven.
Any oven.
Not just the cupcake oven.
Nope. There were also some pictures that they teased us with.
They included mail that we can't read because it's in Simish, pad thai, keys with a house. Chat was really like, cars, keys, and it's like, there's clearly a house on that keychain. Yeah. I don't know why. An elephant teapot with like one of those, what do they call it? Like they're...
The bamboo handles?
No, the cup looks like...
Oh, the tiny, like the small cups, the short round cups without a handle. Yeah. It's kind of like an Asian-inspired teapot, like something you would have like at a tea ceremony or something.
It is kind of going towards Thailand-inspired. My dumbass was like, where's pad thai from? I Googled it, and then it said Thailand, and I was like, of course. Yeah, of course. No shit.
I fucking love pad thai. Like,
it's so
need to feed myself at some point today. I am very tempted to see if I can...
I might get pad thai.
I can't get it delivered, and I can't be arsed to go and pick it up.
Oh, I can get it. I have DoorDash. And
I've been... Have that here.
But I am poor. I was at a bachelorette party last weekend, and I have no money. I did learn wine tastes the same to me. So that was an expensive way to learn, huh?
I don't do wine. I don't do wine. Can't do wine. I have to go to Greece, so I need Greece money. Because I'm getting a massage.
Money.
There's a spa at the hotel. I'm getting a fucking massage. I might even get 2 massages. So there.
When you get there, when you leave. So once the elephant pot moved under it, they put one neighborly expansion pack. There's a fun fact for this. Jess and I, so we were all being very good employees and watching this while we were working. Jess and I were talking about it, and we were like, we don't understand why people were talking about new expansion pack in the chat, because we didn't see anything. And I went back and watched it, and I was like, oh, we both missed this 3 seconds of this being on screen. It says one neighborly expansion pack. And then also an and more was shown. And also a pizza with like basil on top.
I do love some basil. I got pizza from my favorite pizza place on Friday, so I was very happy about that. I was like, before I go on holiday, I need me some pizza.
Pizza sounds good. I want some like not Detroit style pizza, like maybe some thin pizza.
It was Italian style pizza, and it was like with a nice sourdough crust, and it was just so good.
That's what, spoilers for what we're going to talk about at the end of the episode, but you can make that kind of pizza in the thing.
Yep, you can.
Also, they went over Johnny Zest, our Sims 4 boyfriend lore, and I'm just like, are you going to update the game to show that Johnny's related?
Correction. Your Sims 4 boyfriend.
I love him.
Caleb Vittori for the win.
I don't know why he's my Sims 4 boyfriend. I
never interact with him.
I think I do just like him in old Dina Caliente, like the original Sims 4 Dina Caliente with him. Very, very briefly, I had them interact with the compatibility. They have amazing compatibility, and I was like, I was right. They're very blonde children.
There was speculation that they were going to actually fix the game so that he would be related to the land grabs. You'd like see him on the
with an update.
Like you'd see him on the family tree, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
It's weird to me that they went over it and they're not gonna, because didn't they go over the Calientes and then the Calientes got fixed?
Maybe
got adjusted.
Don't even remember.
I gotta remember the time.
I honestly don't play with like pre-made families.
I love playing with pre-made families. Also, I don't like what they're doing during the summit where they're like quote unquote translating Simlish. It's like, you made a fake language. Don't translate shit. Like, I don't want to know they're saying I'm hungry all the time. It's when it's nonsense, it goes in one ear and out the other. If I understand it, it then becomes repetitive and I get mad. Oh, also, the blog post for the summit said to expect the 2 community voted kits, Goth Galore and Castle Estate, early next year. So we'll probably see them like somewhere between January and March.
I'm excited about the Goth, not so much about the Castle.
I voted for both because I liked the 2 together. I wanted a combo.
That doesn't make sense. If they give me like a big poofy dress, like a big poofy goth style dress that I can run through castle halls with, sure. Yeah, I'll get excited. I'll get them both.
They won't, because it's going to be a build buy. It's not going to be a...
Hate you both.
Goth Galore is the Cass and Castle Estate is the build buy.
Well, give me the poofy goth dress so I can build a castle and run through the halls in the poofy goth dress. Sure.
If not, CC's there for you. It'll always be there for you.
Yeah, that means I have to actively go look for it.
That's true. Poofy dress.
Poofy dress. Okay, here.
Project Rene.
This is why I'm here today, because I have opinions.
Let's get there, because it is the last. Let's build up to it. They repeated again that Project Rene will not be replacing Sims 4. They'll be running simultaneously, which is an odd choice. I don't know why they're clinging to Sims 4 this way. I don't understand. But I'm going to read through the stuff, and then we'll talk about it.
And while she reads through the stuff, I'm going to be slowly getting angrier and angrier.
Get your monologue ready.
Yep.
Will be free to download from the start. No subscription fee, no base game purchase. Quote, want to start with something strong, cohesive from the start, unquote. Said this game will not start with everything we have in Sims 4, but we added over time. I added with how little Sims 4 started with. This does make me nervous. Plan for content to be added with Project Rene is this. Content will be released to base game free, but more specific things around that content will be sold as pack or additional content. They use the example of having basic weather released to base game and then having packs sold. That revolves around winter sports. They haven't decided where those barriers lie between what will be free and what will go into packs. Okay. Go.
Okay, so technically Project Rene, I guess, will not be Sims 5 because it will not be replacing the Sims 4. And normally this has always been kind of like the case. They'll be out simultaneously, which is interesting because if Project Rene is better and has more content, etc., like, are people still going to go back to Sims 4, especially if like the base game is free? Now, let's talk about this. It'll be free to download from the start, right? No subscription fee, no base game purchase, etc., and they want to start with something strong and cohesive from the start. That's not going to be the case. Anything that they give out for free in the beginning is going to be the bare minimum because they're giving it away for free. They want just enough to like hook you in and give you like, oh yeah, this is nice, but they're going to leave you wanting. They're going to make you feel like stuff is missing, and that's the stuff that they're going to make you pay for. Like they said, you know, they'll have like, oh, base weather and like the base game. Sure. What's that going to be? It's like, oh, sometimes it'll be a little warmer, sometimes it'll be a little sunny, it might rain, but then it's like, oh, you want snow? Boom, winter sports. Oh, you want like storms? They're probably gonna have like a camping thing or something. You go camp out in a storm. They're gonna make you pay for a hail. This is going to be the closest thing you can get to a microtransaction without specifically calling it a microtransaction. This is kind of like this feels what these kits have been leading up to for me. They're going to see how little they can give people and still make them pay for it. That's what this feels like for me. Are we going to pay for 2 items? Are we going to pay for 5? Are we going to pay for 6? This is that for me, the kits were kind of like testing the waters. And like we've said, we've had instances, or at least I personally have had instances where I'm like, I paid $5 and there's not a lot in this kit.
Yes.
It's very, very lacking. And, sometimes there will be stuff in this kit where you're like, I will use maybe 2 or 3 items in this, but not the rest. Like, is it still worth doling out $5 for? Here, they might split it up. Go back to like old Sims 3 store style. You can buy a top, you can buy a bottom, you can buy one piece of furniture, or if you want this really, really cool thing, but we're going to stick that into a set and you have to buy the whole set. It just, how we were always complaining, like, just give us like weather in the base game, or give us like this, really standard stuff, give us that in the base game. It feels like they're going to do that now, but again, to a bare minimum standard. And all the stuff that would make it more fun is going to be extra content that you will need to buy. It's like having Mount Komorebi, where like, hey, here's snow, but if you want fun shit to do in the snow, you have to buy this pack. And it just, I don't know, man. I've been with the Sims franchise since the very, very beginning, and I have put a lot of time and money in this game, but it's just starting to feel more and more like a blatant cash grab. You already know the problems that I had with like my first pet stuff that I still refuse to buy out of principle.
I only have it
because you're a completionist. I understand.
Yeah. And because I started doing the streams.
Yeah.
For that, if I didn't want an item to be in
that makes sense. That makes sense. But it's just, I feel like they're just gonna like, oh, you want horses? Sure. Hey, you can buy this pack. Oh, do you want dogs? Okay, dogs are $10. Do you want cats? Oh, those are $5. Do you want a cat tree that your cat can play with? Here, you can buy one for $1.99. I
have a counter, slightly card guard. Isn't that so? Sims, right? Sims 4 is free to play now.
Yeah.
And also right now, like Infants got released base game free, but if you wanted to do more with it, you bought the Growing Together pack. So this is what they're doing right now.
Yeah. That's also
because also like you said,
like a with the infant update, and I was like, yeah, but you have to buy Growing Together if you want to like you said, fun stuff with them.
Well, but also like you said, like you can buy hail, and I was like, hail's like the worst part of weather for me, and I would love if I could get everything but the freaking hail.
I know, I mean, I get that, but it's just an example. It's like, here's like sunny weather, but if you want a beach to go to enjoy the sunny weather, here's a pack you can buy.
I also wonder how they're going to do this with like stuff you can buy, because now that they said like they've doubled down so many times on this not being Sims 5. I was a big person being like, oh yeah, sure, Jan. They've doubled down on it more now, and I'm kind of like, well, maybe it's not going to be, and it makes me wonder if the multiplayer is going to be the point of it. How do you have the multiplayer work if I have something and you don't?
That's the thing. That's also something that I've been thinking about. Like, if you're going to make so much of this content optional, how are you going to, hash that together with like playing with your friends? Because if your friend has a top and you don't, are you going to be able to see the top, or are you just going to see pixels because they're not technically wearing a top? Or are they going to see a generic version of the top? Or are they going to let you see the top and then go, ooh, I want the top. Where did you get the top? Store.
I guess it's going to be the third one, because like even in like, let's say I'm going to use World of Warcraft, like I can buy a transmog and I can see it, but like I know I have to go buy it. That's not new to MMOs, actually.
But when it comes to like things you can interact with, for example, I don't know, an easel to paint, like for instance, they'll have a, I don't know, craft pack. Like, look, I have I have this easel that you can paint with. Oh, you don't have the easel, you can't paint, but if you come over to my game, will you be able to interact with it, and will you be able to paint? And will that then trigger like a skill build? And then you go back to your own game, will you still have that painting skill? And like there's just so many things that you have to kind of like.
Well, I do. So I've been playing too much Palea because Palia. I don't know how to
Palia.
pronounce it. It's in beta. It's an open beta right now. Sign up for it. It's fun. Anywho, but like, so what you can do in this game with cooking. So say my friend has a recipe that I don't have. They can. I don't know if they meant for this to be this way, or if they're gonna fix it. But like, if you have the recipe and I don't, I can go over to your place. You can start the recipe. I can help.
You can help.
And then I can still get some of the stuff afterwards.
Correct.
So I wonder if it's going to be something like that. And I don't, because also like, how would you want everything in big large packs to buy, or how would you make it so you can have what you want in your game without having to do the microtransactions?
I was already annoyed with the kits because we had, game packs, stuff packs, expansion packs, and then there were kits, and I'm like, they're just chopping these packs up into smaller and smaller pieces, and like I said,
still think the kits were a way to have the builds buy people and the cast people crank out content because they couldn't get the gameplay stuff to work. So it was an easier way to get product out without having to fuck up the game every single time they release something new.
Maybe it was, and maybe that's what inspired this move. I don't know. It just I don't like just like a good well-filled, well-built out expansion pack and like maybe a stuff pack would be fine for me. Like they had in The Sims 2, I believe it was. You had your expansion packs, and then they had like, we have an IKEA pack or a teen bedroom pack. They had the stuff packs, and if you wanted them, you could get them. If you didn't, that was fine. But
it's gonna depend on what makes it to the base, what they're gonna say makes it to the base game.
Yeah.
And probably the first couple of things are going to be, as with always with EA, it's going to be rough going until people bitch a lot until it's.
I bitch a lot. That I do. Yeah. I recognize.
Lovingly, I say that like.
Yeah, no, I bitch a lot.
We didn't have pools. We didn't have as love-hate. I guess people like toddlers because now we got infants. But like, we didn't have a lot of stuff in the base game of Sims 4, and like, who knows at this point if we would have gotten it if people didn't complain and be like, go like, this is nothing. You gave.
I think we would have gotten it, but I think it's just because Project Olympus, it was originally developed to be a multiplayer thing, and maybe like pools and toddlers and basements and stuff didn't work in that multiplayer thing, and then they had enough time to, because obviously they had to release Sims, because with EA, especially with EA, if EA says you're releasing it this date, you better fucking get it out there by this date. Doesn't matter if it's incomplete. Just look at Mass Effect Andromeda. You know what I mean, Vanity.
Did you hear what's happening with Unity? I meant to put this in here. The Unity engine.
I have not heard about what's happening with the Unity engine.
Like there was like something about charging for downloads or something.
Oh, there we go. There's a new Dragon Age coming out, and there's apparently a new Mass Effect coming out, and I'm probably not gonna play either one of them because I am done with EA shit. Even BioWare is pissing me off right now.
Unity, the company that makes Unity video game engine popular with indie developers, announced that it was changing its pricing model. The changes include a pricing scheme that sought to charge developers on a per install basis for games that met specific download and revenue thresholds. So the developers get charged for people downloading their game. So they do a lot of indie stuff, and it's like, what? We don't have the money to pay. So yeah, just that they're getting a lot of backlash. So we'll see if they actually stick to their guns.
Yeah, well, no shit, because that's ridiculous.
That's dumb. But I do like what. So you would want one like just big packs.
Yeah, but like a well-made pack. Like if you like pick a topic and fucking deliver. Like, for instance, give us horse ranch and cottage living, like, roll that all into one. You want farm? Here you have farm. You have the cows, you have the llamas, you have the horses, you have all the things, and we're going to put this all in this pack, and we're going to, instead of focusing on one architectural style, here's several. Like, give us one good meaty pack that's going to keep us busy for a long, long time. Because a lot of these expansion packs
and those will
have
be $60.
felt a little, yeah.
Those will be $60. If
I honestly, if it's like just the occasional expansion pack and like a stuff pack here and there, instead of like 50 kits and 20 game packs and another 30 stuff packs, like, I don't care. I honestly don't care. And if I'm like, I'm not as excited about this one, I'll get it in a sale when it's like $30 or something. But I realize that this isn't like possible for everybody, but
with Sims 2, fundamentally, I only had nightlife. I had one pack. And I didn't really feel like I needed anything more than that one pack. And then eventually I got apartment life. And that was it.
you had so much to do, and like with The Sims 3, and I know I'm going back to The Sims 3, but
we haven't done our episode on apartment life.
I know, but there's like shit in Sims 3 expansion packs that still that I find that are new that I hadn't even figured out yet, and I've been playing that game for like a decade. I still find new stuff. But here with the expansion packs for The Sims 4, I play them for like 2, maybe 3 days. I've done everything and I'm like, I'm bored now, and I walk away and I don't come back for a couple of weeks until maybe something new comes up or I get an urge to play something really specific. The Sims 4 is lacking for me. I'm sorry, I'm getting out of breath because I've had the Rona. But like, I've never had this with a previous installment of The Sims before, and I don't know if it's like, am I getting older? Is it just not fun for me anymore? I don't know. But The Sims 4 has had it's been real difficult for that series to kind of like hold my attention. I used to play days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks, and now I'll play for like a couple of hours, and then I won't play for weeks, and then I'll play for another couple of hours, or like an expansion will come out and I'll be like, I have to play this for the podcast, and I'll play it for a couple days and that's it. And it makes me sad. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it makes me genuinely sad, and the more I hear coming out about Project Rene, it just doesn't feel like it's gonna change, and it might honestly be the last one in the series for me if this keeps going.
Well, it doesn't matter, because Sims 4 will be still going, apparently.
I know, but I don't know if I'll still want to play 4. I don't know if I'm still gonna want to play Project Rene. I don't know. It doesn't have a hold on me anymore. And I used to this game, this series, it was like my fucking life since I was 12, and it makes me sad. But the more I hear about it over like the future, like where the future of the series is heading, it's not heading in a direction that I necessarily want to go in as well. And I'm kind of struggling with that, if it makes sense.
Yeah, because it mainly just doesn't sound like a game you'd play. Because, like, with they've been kind of clear on the direction they want to go, and it's none of what you want.
And I mean, I get it. I'm of an older generation. And they want a new audience, and I get that. And there's always like, usually the older generations get left behind in whatever, you do when you head forward. That's just how it is. And like I said, maybe it's just because I'm too old for this shit. I don't know. But it just, nothing I've heard so far about Project Rene has really made me feel excited about it, except for the color wheel. That's basically it.
The color wheel is great.
But then when I hear them talking about like integrating multiplayer and then like the microtransactions,
I just don't understand how multiplayer works.
Me neither.
In this.
I mean, I guess we can, like, we'll see, we'll find out probably, but from what there is now, I have zero incentive to buy it.
Well, you don't have to buy it, it's free.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, I'm afraid that if I do start playing it, I am gonna fall into that trap of like, there's just enough to get you to have you like interested, but there's always going to be something missing, and that something is what you're gonna have to spend money on. And then maybe I'll, get back into that sway of like, oh, let's just see how it is with this content, or let's just see if it's better with this content. Or they're going to release something that I'm really excited about that I was like, yes, this is absolutely what I was missing. And I know the business model behind it, and I don't like it. I'm not okay with this. Like chopping up so much content to like smaller and smaller pieces. I don't know. They've set up this whole like, oh, you can have this mod manager now through Forge, and we're supporting mod makers and blah blah blah. And yes, custom content for the win. But also we're going to start releasing kits with like just clothing and just furniture and like stuff you could get from modders. We're going to sell that to you now too.
Well, to be fair, the kits came prior to the mod integration. The kits started coming in 2020 during the pandemic.
Definitely before Forge, but from the start they were already like with The Sims 4, like we want to do like we want to give modders a chance to.
Yes, I think, and Forge was mainly because more and more they couldn't like back modders on like the way that the third, and they were just getting more and more like shitty people modding and making CCs that were
that too
like questionable, and they needed a way to be like, we approve of this, not this.
That too, I guess.
Because there were some like racist ass shit that people kept coming out, and then people kept yelling at EA to be like, do something, and they're like, it's functionally a third party. We can
denounce it.
We can report it.
Yeah.
But that's as much as we can do as in like, I don't know about legal action. I don't know how that would work. But the third party aspect makes it harder for them.
In any case, I'm gonna wait and see.
My thing is I want them to actually fuck up before I throw it out the window. Which they might. It's fully looking like they might, but what stands as like what is basic weather? What is that to them? Versus what do they, because like what if I don't know. I see your point, and I also see like, but what if we just did like a winter sports pack, but you're not interested in winter sports, so you don't have to buy it.
But that's the thing though, like they will say, oh, here's basic weather, and then we'll release a winter sports pack. But honestly, that's kind of like what they did with the Mount Komorebi pack. They were like, we already had snow, but here's a pack with like snow sports and a permanently snowy area, even though you don't have the
I would also
pack.
argue the seasons is different. That's a very different pack than the winter pack. And it was like, I wouldn't have thought, because even like there was like, you could do ice skating with that, but even with other seasons packs, I didn't play Sims 3, I don't know. But like with Sims 2, the winter, like I don't think
with Sims 3 seasons you had it all. You had summer activities, you had fall activities, you had winter activities. You could go snowing, you could go skating, you could go snowboarding. You had.
But that's great. But like by the end of it, people's computers couldn't handle it.
That's true.
And like that's like the major thing they're trying to avoid with Sims 4, but it's not working because people are buying it anyway. And probably what they're trying to avoid with Sims 5 is like, we can't break people's games, so doing these large dumps might not work as well, because if we put it out in segments, if people get what they want, it won't break the games.
I'm hoping that's the case, but I've had a lot of experience with EA as a company and their like financial ideals.
They do suck, but I'm gonna wait for them to fuck up before I toss it out the window.
For me, they've already fucked up. Not with The Sims specifically, but with just games in general. Like Electronic Arts is, I hate them so much. But
is there a good company that you would rather be doing this game? Is there
BioWare used to be. Now they're firing all their best writers. Assholes. No. It's just EA specifically I don't like, because a lot of the shit that they do is so blatant, but because they have a hold on a lot of very beloved and nostalgic franchises and profitable franchises, people are just like, meh, it's a big company, what did you expect? It's like,
I also think Project Rene, they said it's years down the line. We're not even like, they're not close to this being done at all. But I do think what is the Life by You might fully switch up what they make available and not available. I think because Life by You's coming out in the fall, I think.
That would be
the fall or
very,
this
very
year.
quick. That would
And
be
if
very quick.
no, Life by You, like they started putting stuff out because the game's almost done. Like
Oh,
that's why they started
dang.
announcing it.
Oh,
I,
thank
I
you. Thank you. Yes, please, just for any like game developer that's listening, don't start putting shit out until it's almost done.
oh, yeah.
Because I heard about Dragon Age Dreadwolf before they'd even like properly started production. It was like, oh yeah, this is coming and this is what it's going to be about. No, we don't have a single line of code yet, but it's
They
coming.
switched it. Life by You will be coming out March 5th, 2024.
Oh, there you go.
So I also think because this is also the person in charge of this game was also in charge of like he was in the Sims team like Sims 2, Sims 3.
He sure
So
was.
I think whatever this game gives us will absolutely affect what Project Rene gives us in the future.
Honestly, I hope we get a very, very, very strong competitor to The Sims.
Yes.
Like, I want
That's what
them
it
to
needs.
fucking sweat. Like,
It needs a competitor.
legitimately.
And we know that other one's game's not Paramore, whatever.
Paralives.
Paramore. I don't like Paramore. They've been working on it for a while, not as long as I thought, but that it's a small team. They're working on it, but I don't know when it's gonna. Life by You got a release date. It's by an actual like a company.
Yep.
Game developers behind it. We'll probably be going over Life by You when it comes out. I wouldn't be shocked.
Probably.
So I think once the competition starts going up, EA might change its tune about what's going where.
Hopefully. That's all I can hope for. However, I have been very negative throughout this whole thing, and I apologize. Like, I can't help it. This is how I feel.
And I don't disagree with you, but I'm just trying to put out, like, I always feel like I'm like, no, you're wrong, but I'm like trying to put the, like,
no, I appreciate that
on it
because it's like a different standpoint, and like maybe I can find something positive. But then I just think about my first pet stuff again, and it all just all goes.
That one, I think, and they haven't really done that since of like a comparable.
But I'm very, very, very pessimistic, very negative. I'm sorry. Let's talk about some fun things. We're getting a new stuff pack, and this one I'm actually excited about.
It's got lots of European influence.
Yeah, they're coming to our neck of the woods, and even like more closely to Julia's neck of the woods, because there's going to be a lot of like European influence in this one. It's called Home Chef Hustle. There's going to be new kitchen styles that are like European kitchen styles, and yes, European and North American kitchen styles are very, very different. We're gonna get a waffle maker. We're gonna stand mixers. I'm gonna get to put my beloved KitchenAid in my Sims kitchen. We're getting a countertop pizza oven, and yeah, so that's a lot of stuff that we can get. There's also going to be an anywhere, anywhere food stand, a food stand, and you can set up shop in different lots. You can customize the name of the stand. There's like it recommends like the waffle maker and the countertop, the pizza oven for street style food for the stand because those appliances are like portable. And it has kitchen ready hairstyles, food themed accessories. There were like whisk earrings on the stream that were really cute. And aprons. So many aprons. Love me some aprons. But my biggest question, will this food stand solve the problem that I have with the wedding cakes?
Absolutely not.
I've said it in the group chat, and Jess has posted it on social media. But if I cannot sell wedding cakes on this food stand, I will burn EAHQ to the ground.
You're going to be burning them down because packs don't. They don't care about cross compatibility. Like even if it were working, I don't even if it worked the way you wanted, I don't even know if it would work across because they don't cross compatible shit.
This is a perfect example. This is a perfect example of like you can see that I still have like a little bit of hope in the franchise left. But that might get dashed. Anyway, it's coming out on Thursday, September 28th. I might bring my laptop to Greece and like stream from my hotel room to see if I can do it.
The day after this comes out.
Yeah, the day after this comes out. It's coming out tomorrow. I'm in Greece right now. No.
But I do like your bit of hope is the one thing where I'm like, no, that's not
gonna get dashed. It was like it's the thing that I had with like the wedding stuff pack was like all I want them to do is be able to sit down on the chairs, and even that they couldn't do from day one. But yeah, like I said, Greece. I'm going to Greece, and I'm going to be vlogging. So if you wanna know what Greece is like, and if you want to see me walk over really nice beaches and eat delicious Greek food, you should join our Patreon. And you should then get access to our private Discord, and I'm going to be posting shit there, and it's going to be great.
Woo! Our Discord is fun. Sometimes we're quiet, but then sometimes it's like, oh, people are here.
So many things.
And our September bonus is me and Ava again, but it's me telling Ava about the War of the Roses.
That was intense, man.
Because I read some books based on it, and I learned, and then I started doing Wikipedia searches, and then my brain was like, you need to tell somebody so then you can be over this. And so that's what did. Men are messy. That's really the whole point of the War of the Roses.
No, you're not wrong.
Social media plugs. Plumbob Cast on Instagram and Twitter, and I also think on Threads. Plumbob Podcast on Reddit, Under the Plumbob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. Our website is plumbobcast.com. Our email, there's contact from there, or our email is undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. There's merch at bit.ly/plumbobmerch. Join our Patreon, which Ava told you about. Our $1 tier gives us, it's $1 for access to our private Discord, $1 a month, and then $3 to get our monthly bonus episode. Subscribe, rate, and review. Those get us up in the Chartama charts. The research team was me. Thanks, me.
Good job, Caitlin. I just brought the salt.
Sims Wiki for getting all the... You can find all the old patch notes on Sims Wiki. That's fun for me.
So you just want to look at what they have and have not fixed. What they have fixed is a lot. What they haven't fixed is wedding cakes.
There was also a bunch of patches about, like, we removed the tooth from losing teeth from growing things. Now the tooth thing is back because it was causing kids to do weird stuff. And also, thank you for listening, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry our mood was whatever our mood was for this.
I'm so tired. I'm gonna go take a nap and then continue packing.
I'm gonna go make some probably bad decisions in D&D.
Do it. I'm so proud of you.
My little rabbit wizard is named Tabitha Cottonhair, so...
Oh no, there's a doggy wash near a car wash where I live, and my dad took my dog to the doggy wash. He is not happy. He is so not happy.
Mother, you have forsaken me.
Oh, poor baby. He looks so miserable.
Mother, why has Mother done this?
The screen says a clean dog is a happy dog, but mine's not happy.
Not happy.
Anyway, thank you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.